When you think of the most dangerous predator in the ocean, you think of teeth, jaws, size. You think of great white sharks, orcas, saltwater crocodiles. You're wrong. The animal that kills the most in the ocean does not have a single tooth. It has no jaws. It has no bones. It has no brain. It has no heart. It is transparent, weighs less than 2 kilograms, and is 95% water. And in the last 100 years, it has killed more people than the great white shark, the tiger shark, and the bull shark combined. The Australian box jellyfish, Chironex fleckeri. A glass ghost with 60 tentacles loaded with millions of microscopic harpoons that fire venom capable of stopping a human heart in less than 5 minutes. And the most terrifying part of all, it has 24 eyes. It can swim faster than an Olympic swimmer, and it actively hunts its prey. All of this without a single tooth, and without a brain to tell it what to do. But that is not the most disturbing thing about this animal. The most disturbing thing is what happens inside your body when it touches you. The Australian box jellyfish is the largest of over 50 species of box jellyfish on the planet. Its bell, the cube-shaped body that gives it its name, can grow to 30 centimeters across. From each of the 4 corners of the bell, up to 15 tentacles hang downward, each one capable of reaching 3 meters in length. That gives a single jellyfish up to 60 tentacles with a combined reach that can exceed 60 meters. 60 meters of venom-loaded filament trailing through the water behind a transparent, nearly invisible predator. The tentacles are thinner than a bootlace and tinted the faintest blue-gray. In open water, in sunlight, against the shifting patterns of the surface, they are virtually impossible to see. Swimmers do not avoid box jellyfish because they cannot see box jellyfish. The most venomous animal in the ocean is also one of the best camouflaged. The box jellyfish does not sting like a bee. It does not bite like a spider. It fires. Each tentacle is covered with approximately 5,000 stinging cells per centimeter. Across all 60 tentacles, a single box jellyfish carries an estimated 5 billion nematocysts. 5 billion. Each cell contains a coiled, barbed structure called a nematocyst. When the tentacle makes contact with living skin, a chemical trigger, not a physical one, causes the nematocyst to uncoil and launch itself into the tissue at an acceleration faster than a bullet leaving a gun. The barb penetrates the skin, anchors itself, and injects venom through a hollow thread thinner than a human hair. This entire sequence, from contact to injection, takes less than 700 nanoseconds, less than a millionth of a second. It is the fastest mechanical process in the entire animal kingdom. Faster than a cobra strike, faster than a mantis shrimp punch, faster than any known biological movement. And it does not happen once. When a human brushes against a box jellyfish, hundreds of thousands of these biological harpoons fire simultaneously, each one injecting venom, each one anchoring into the skin. Scientists estimate that a human only needs approximately 2 meters of tentacle contact for a lethal dose. The box jellyfish has 60 meters of tentacle. It carries enough venom to kill 60 adult humans. Not one, 60. A single animal, 95% water, with no brain and no teeth, carrying enough poison to kill a busload of people. But what does the venom actually do? This is where the box jellyfish becomes something that does not seem real. The venom of Chironex fleckeri is not a single toxin. It is a cocktail of proteins so complex that scientists have spent decades trying to fully catalog its components. What they know is that it attacks 3 systems simultaneously, not one after another, all at once. First, the venom creates pores in the membranes of skin cells, punching microscopic holes that cause the cells to rupture and die. The skin does not just swell, it necrotizes. The tissue dies on contact, leaving scars shaped exactly like the tentacle pattern that will remain on the victim's body for the rest of their life. Purple welts that look like whip marks, burned into the skin at a cellular level. Simultaneously, the venom attacks the cardiovascular system. It causes a catastrophic drop in blood pressure followed by arrhythmia, irregular heartbeat, and cardiac arrest. The heart does not slow down, it loses coordination. The chambers stop beating in sequence and begin to fibrillate, contracting randomly, pumping nothing. The heart becomes a bag of muscle twitching uselessly inside the chest. And while the heart is failing, the venom is also attacking the nervous system. It causes paralysis of the muscles that control breathing. The diaphragm stops contracting. The victim cannot inhale. The pain is so extreme that medical literature describes it as one of the most intense sensations a human being can experience. Survivors report feeling as though their skin is being burned with acid, while their chest is being crushed from the inside. Some describe an overwhelming feeling of impending doom, a psychological effect so consistent across victims that it is now considered a clinical symptom of box jellyfish envenomation. Not a side effect, a symptom. The venom makes you believe you are going to die, and in many cases, it is right. From the moment of contact to cardiac arrest, the average time is 2 to 5 minutes. There are documented cases of death in under 2 minutes. Victims have been found in shallow water within sight of the beach, dead before anyone knew they had been stung. National Geographic has documented cases where swimmers went into shock and drowned before they could reach shore. The venom is so fast, so overwhelming, that the human body simply cannot process what is happening to it before it shuts down. And there is one more fact about this venom that makes the box jellyfish unlike any other dangerous animal on Earth. It keeps killing after the jellyfish is dead. Research has documented that nematocysts remain active and capable of firing for days, sometimes weeks, after the jellyfish has died. A box jellyfish washed up on a beach, dried by the sun, apparently lifeless, can still sting. Tentacle fragments, invisible to the naked eye, left behind in the water or on the sand, still contain thousands of active stinging cells. The box jellyfish does not need to be alive to kill you. It does not even need to be intact. But if it has no brain, how does it hunt? This is the question that made scientists reconsider everything they thought they knew about jellyfish. Most jellyfish drift. They float with the current, trailing tentacles behind them, catching whatever bumps into them by accident. They are passive. They are simple. They are living nets. The box jellyfish is none of these things. The box jellyfish swims. It propels itself by contracting its bell in rapid pulses, generating jet propulsion that pushes it through the water at speeds of up to 7.5 kilometers per hour. That is faster than most humans can swim. It does not drift into its prey, it chases it. It navigates around obstacles. It changes direction deliberately. It avoids objects in its path. And it does all of this without a brain. What it has instead is a distributed network of neurons, a nerve ring that circles the base of its bell and processes information from the most unexpected feature on its body. Its eyes. 24 of them. The box jellyfish has 4 clusters of 6 eyes each, arranged on structures called rhopalia that hang from the edges of its bell. 6 eyes per cluster, 4 clusters, 24 eyes total. And they are not all the same. 2 of the 6 eyes in each cluster are complex, with a lens, a cornea, an iris that contracts in bright light, and a retina. They can form images. They are structurally similar to human eyes. The other 4 are simpler, detecting only light intensity and direction. The upper lens eyes always point upward, no matter how the jellyfish rotates, giving it a permanent view of the world above the water surface. Scientists believe this allows it to navigate using the canopy of mangrove trees visible through the water from below. The lower lens eyes point downward and forward, detecting obstacles and prey beneath it. Together, the 24 eyes give the box jellyfish a nearly 360-degree field of vision. It can see above, below, and to all sides simultaneously. But here's the paradox that keeps marine biologists awake at night. The box jellyfish can see. It has eyes that form images. It responds to visual stimuli. It avoids obstacles. It tracks prey. It has been observed navigating around poles in laboratory experiments. But it has no brain to process any of it. No visual cortex. No optic nerve connecting to a central processor. The images formed by its lenses hit the retina and are processed locally by the nerve clusters in the rhopalia themselves. Each eye cluster is essentially its own mini brain, making decisions independently. The box jellyfish does not see the way you see. It sees the way a security camera network sees. Multiple feeds, no central monitor. And somehow, it works well enough to make it one of the most effective predators in the ocean. A hunter that can see, chase, aim, and kill without a single neuron dedicated to thought. This would be disturbing enough if the Australian box jellyfish were the only species. It is not. There are over 50 species of box jellyfish worldwide, and one of them is far more terrifying than Coronix fleckeri. Not because it is larger, because it is smaller. The irukandji jellyfish, Carukia barnesi. Its bell is 1 centimeter wide, smaller than a human fingernail, smaller than a grape. Its 4 tentacles can extend to nearly 1 meter, but they are so thin they are virtually invisible in the water. It weighs less than a gram. You could hold 10 of them on a teaspoon and not feel the weight. And its sting causes a syndrome so severe that it has its own medical classification, irukandji syndrome. When the irukandji stings, there is almost no pain at the contact site. The victim feels a minor irritation, barely noticeable. Most people ignore it entirely. Then, 20 to 30 minutes later, the venom reaches the cardiovascular system, and the body begins to collapse from the inside. Severe lower back pain erupts without warning. Muscle cramps seize the entire body. Nausea and vomiting begin. Heart rate spikes to dangerous levels. Blood pressure surges so high that it can cause brain hemorrhage. The pain is so intense that patients in emergency rooms have begged doctors to let them die rather than continue experiencing it. Medical staff have reported victims screaming continuously for hours without pause. And the psychological effect is identical to the Australian box jellyfish. An overwhelming, irrational certainty that death is imminent. Not fear, certainty. As if the venom itself is programming the brain to accept that survival is not possible. Scientists do not fully understand why the venom produces this specific psychological effect, but it occurs in virtually every documented case. The venom does not just attack the body, it attacks the will to survive. And here is the fact about the irukandji that terrifies researchers the most. Climate change is expanding its range. Waters that were once too cold for the irukandji are warming. It has been documented appearing in waters off southern Australia, regions where it was never found before. Some scientists have raised the possibility that warming ocean temperatures could eventually push irukandji jellyfish into the Mediterranean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the coastlines of southern Europe. A jellyfish smaller than a fingernail, with a sting that cannot be felt and a syndrome that makes you beg for death, spreading into waters where millions of people swim every year. And no one would see it coming. Because no one can see it at all. And yet, despite all of this, the box jellyfish is not a monster. It does not attack humans out of aggression, It has no concept of aggression. It has no concept of anything. It has no brain. Every sting, every death, every case of Irukandji syndrome is an accident. The jellyfish is hunting shrimp and small fish. Its venom evolved to immobilize tiny prey instantly so that the tentacles, which are extremely fragile, are not damaged by struggling. The most lethal venom in the ocean was not designed to kill humans. It was designed to protect threads of tissue thinner than a shoelace from being torn by a struggling shrimp. The box jellyfish kills humans as a side effect of catching dinner. It does not know we exist. It cannot know we exist. It has existed for at least 500 million years. It was in the ocean before fish had jaws, before animals had bones, before anything with a spine crawled onto land. It watched the rise of the dinosaurs and their extinction. It watched the mammals evolve, the continents separate, the ice ages come and go. It has outlasted 99% of every species that has ever lived. And through 500 million years of evolution, it never needed teeth. It never needed a brain. It never needed a heart. It needed only tentacles, nematocysts, and venom. And that was enough. The most dangerous predator in the ocean is a collection of cells organized into a shape that can see without understanding, hunt without thinking, and kill without knowing. 24 eyes connected to nothing. 60 tentacles loaded with 5 billion weapons. A body made almost entirely of water. Enough venom to kill 60 people. And a delivery system faster than any bullet ever fired. No teeth, no jaws, no bones, no brain, no heart, no intention. Just chemistry, physics, and 500 million years of evolution compressed into something you cannot see until it has already touched you. The most dangerous predator in the ocean does not need teeth. It never did.